These are the tools I use for this video. DIY Mandala dotting tools.
So I've decided to move along into our holiday seasons, and I wanted to try something that I haven't tried before, and that's to do some Christmas candy swirls, the peppermint candies. So I worked on this the other day and coming up with a design, and so that's what I'm going to paint for you today.
Here we go. I'm going to show you the tool sizes as we go along. Have fun dotting. This next row we are going to be offsetting against the previous row. You will do this all the way around as we did in the previous row. This will be another offset row going all the way around, exactly the same as the previous two rows. Now we are going to do 8 dots, placing on the grid lines as you see. Now I'm placing 2 dots, or I refer to them as double dots, over top of each of the 8 dots. Here we go with more double dots all the way around.
Now that I've got the overall shape created, I want to come in now and add these little candy cane details. I used a large stylus and I just placed it down and created the shape and then filled it in. So you might want to do some little practice ones on a piece of paper. You can also draw them in with your pencil like this, and then go in with your paint. If you do use the chalk pencil, I do suggest to wipe some of it off before you do, because sometimes the paint adheres to that. All right, let's give this a try.
I found it easier to start from the bottom and then work my way upwards and then doing the hook. This helped keep my candy cane centered. Now I'm just placing a little dot in the little nooks there. I'm going to be alternating between a row of green and a row of red. Now I'm going to be doing the red dots.
Now that I have my crisscross in place, I'm going to let this dry very well before I start doing any of the top dots. The reason we want this really, really dry is we are going to be doing these swooshes on top of the white, and we don't want to mess it up.
Now that everything is completely dry, I'm going to be putting some top dots onto the candy canes. I'll be alternating between green and red candy canes. As you can see, I did the alternating again. Next, I'll do some red top dots. Here I just switched up the top dot. I put a green top dot if the dots above it were red. and vice versa. Hope that makes sense.
Now that my rock is in the midst of drying, I thought I would show you how I did these little swirls. So I decided that 6 swirls would be the appropriate number that would fit in nicely. I did try 8, and I felt it was just a little bit too congested, and I thought that the 6 looked best. So as I was figuring out how to do this, I'm going to show you what worked for me. So I found that if I started at the top and swooped in and stopped directly at the middle, that worked best. And then I turned it right around. You can see that there. Turned it right around, and I did the exact same, starting directly across and swoop in to meet the middle. And it almost looks a little bit like a yin-yang. Then I, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, so then I kind of broke this section here into 2 pieces. But each time I'm going in the same direction. 1 and 2. And then I turn it around again. So my hand is always swooshing in the same type of curve. Like that. Now doing this on dry paper, it's not going to look as nice. I found it a little less confusing for my brain to do it this way. If I did it any other way, sometimes my swooshes would go in the wrong direction. So I'm showing you what worked for me. So just taking that right across that meeting, and then filling in 2 more, always starting at the top and then coming to the middle. When you place your dot up here, try to make sure that it's, when the paint squishes out, it's going to stay within your circle. And there we go. That's how I do them.
Sticking to my theme of alternating, I will be doing the same on these candies. So some rows will be red and some will be green. You may have noticed as well that the big white dots also have the glazes in behind. I added that in, but that's totally optional for you.
Here's a little variation that I did. A little bit more star look. Very simple and fun for the holidays. Here are the 2 peppermint treats together. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.